Welcome back, class. In this video, we're going to be looking at some past student examples of this project to help you brainstorm your own original ideas. And we're also going to look at the 3 different layout options that you have to choose from. So yesterday, we focused on the layout below, which is the 2-point city landscapes. And even though that's what we practiced yesterday, it's not the only option you have to choose from, which we're going to discuss shortly. But I do just want to revisit this. These 2 examples are very good examples, very highly detailed. I do not show you these with the expectation that yours looks just like these. I just like to show you how far you can take it. So does yours have to look like these? No. Can you push it this far? Absolutely. And those who add the highest level of detail and creativity and originality, those are the people, the students who get the 95s or the 100% on their assignments. And also one more thing to note before I forget is that even though some of these examples you're going to be seeing in this video are in black and white, your final project is to be in full color using color pencils. So please make sure you are setting aside some time or enough time that you can add color throughout your picture. So these images below, the main thing I want to point out is A, the high level of detail, but B, that you would not be able to see the horizon line or the vanishing points had I not added them to the pictures themselves. So this is just a friendly reminder to draw the horizon line and the vanishing points very lightly so you can erase them so that any lines that need to be erased can be erased and that it won't affect the craftsmanship of your picture. But these are 2 very strong examples of cityscapes. These are not student examples, these are just examples from online. The second of your options that we're going to explore is doing an exterior space where you're not doing an entire city, but you're focusing on just 1 or 2 small buildings. It's more of a landscape view than an entire city street. So this image here of this house, the reason this image is so strong is that it has multiple interior details. So that is the most important thing to remember, that if you choose an exterior space, that you're not just drawing one little shed with 1 door and window, but that you have enough lines and angles, doors, windows, steps, what have you, a porch, that make sure that all the details, all the lines and angles go towards the proper vanishing points. You need to demonstrate a high level of understanding of the objectives. So you want to make sure you incorporate multiple details if you choose this theme, this layout. And also, as a side note, you can add your vanishing point off the paper, and that is the case with this image here with this house. You can see the vanishing point is on the left and the right, and you can use a piece of tape or a sticker to mark your vanishing point. Just make sure they're still on the horizon line. So if you want to do something like this, again, you can, and you can have the vanishing points off the paper. Just make sure you mark it with some tape, and you might even want to tape your paper still as well, but that is an option. Just make sure you have enough details that show understanding of the objectives. So we've already looked at the cityscape, you've looked at an exterior space, just noting that you need to have sufficient details because you are supplementing drawing multiple buildings in a city for 1 building, so you need to make sure you show a lot of time and effort. And then lastly, the third option is to do an interior space. So you could also choose to do like a closet or a kitchen or a bedroom. Any kind of interior space inside of a building is fine. But again, just like the exterior space, if you're choosing a single building, if you do an interior space, you need to have a high level of detail and show multiple objects and spaces following 2-point perspective. Again, you don't just want to draw the corner of a room with 1 window and a chair. You want to make sure you fill the entire space, make it like a believable space you could actually see or walk into, and represent or demonstrate enough understanding of 2-point perspective in your artwork. And just like the images prior, you can see the red horizon line, the blue vanishing points, and also the green lines that represent the different angles that go towards them. And again, had I not added those markings to these photos, the horizon line and vanishing points would not be visible, but they are there. And this is my way of demonstrating how to do that. Now, the only thing to note with an interior space is it's going to be different than the exterior space or the cityscape because you first need to create the framework of the room. And if you can follow my cursor here, what you're going to want to do is draw a vertical line, the corner of your room, at one point. First draw your horizon line with your 2 vanishing points. Once you have that, draw the vertical corner of your room from top to bottom, and then you're going to angle 1 line of the floor to the right vanishing point, going that way, and then the right side of the room going right, angling to the left vanishing point. So you're essentially creating the vertical line, the line going left, and the line going right. Just separate the two walls from the floor and the ceiling. Just make sure that the angles of the floor are going to the proper vanishing points themselves. So once you create the framework, that vertical line in the corners, then you can start building the other details of the room. Just remember that every line that goes right must go to the right vanishing point, and every angle that goes left must go to the left vanishing point. So those are your three options. So I hope as you've seen these, you already have an idea of whether you want to do a cityscape, an exterior space, or an interior space. That is for you to decide. But to help you further make that decision, I'm going to show you some past student examples. And again, some of these are not in color, but yours are to be in color, full color using color pencil. So this is a great example of a cityscape. This is a completely original design. Here's a really good example of an exterior space where a student drew a house, but they showed a high level of detail in the different spaces of the home and showed multiple areas that follow a two-point perspective right down to the mailbox here. That all goes back to that back vanishing point there. Here's another cityscape. That you can see the high level of detail and color in this. This was 100% for sure. The student didn't just add details to the buildings, but he gave each building its own identity. Great example. The only thing that's off from this one, I think, is this street road right here. That's the only angle that's off, but everything else follows the rules quite well. This is a great example, another one of an exterior space of a single building. The only feedback I would give is that I think the space in the foreground or the front could have been filled some more, but you can see the various details of the doors and windows, the roof, and even the overhang here on the porch. All of those places follow two-point perspective. This is a really interesting artwork where this student went above and beyond with their creativity, where they drew like a little marketplace, almost like a town, and then you have the puppet master, basically controlling the marionettes and controlling the people. So this is an example of extreme creativity and really thinking outside the box. So this is, I guess, would fall under the category of an exterior space, but this student really made it their own. This was definitely something special, that one. This is a really neat one where the student didn't finish, but they have this huge robot, and I think in downtown Japan, destroying the buildings. Again, they didn't finish, but it was a really neat concept to help you brainstorm, some ideas that you might have. This student did the Eiffel Tower. This student used the vanishing point off the side of the paper and made every single line of the Eiffel Tower angle towards the proper vanishing point. This may not look as detailed as you may think, but this is an incredibly involved project and earned a very high grade. Here we have another kind of cityscape. Again, this is not in color, but the level of detail is very intricate. Just to show you how far you can take this, and these are past student examples. This is a neat one where the student really liked Lilo and Stitch, and they wanted to create Stitch in their artwork, scratching his name to the building. That was original and creative, and I think they had a lot of fun with it. Here's a very highly detailed cityscape another student did. I believe this was last year. Notice how all the windows and details follow two-point perspective, but each building has its own identity. They all look different from the next. This is a neat scene that can demonstrate how stick figures can help fill the space of your picture. You don't necessarily have to use stick figures, but it can help. It can add to the picture if you so choose to add them. This is a really neat one. And that is it. So please make sure that when you are creating your project today, you make yours original. You do not copy the examples that you just saw in the video here. Please feel free to revisit this video, pause it, rewind it if you want to take a further look at some of these examples. But I really hope this helped spark your interest. You have some ideas of your own that you can add to this project. So as you move forward, just choose the layout option that you want. Think of a creative idea to personalize your artwork, make it fun and make it original. And please just start your final project today on your smooth white paper. Please press lightly with your pencil when creating your horizon line and vanishing points. And I look forward to seeing the beginning of your project and what you completed today. Just make sure you submit a photo of the beginnings of your project to the Day 2 student progress so that you can get your 3 points for today. All right, guys, I'm really excited to see how your projects start and to see your ideas kind of come to life. Again, please send those, and I will provide feedback as needed if anyone needs some help. Again, please come back to this video if you want to look at some more examples, get some ideas. I just lost power here. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. I look forward to seeing your artwork. Bye.